everybody, it's been a minute. I hope you guys are doing well. I abruptly just abandoned you guys in the middle of my nutrition lives. We covered all of the basics, and then we covered all of the vitamins. Where I didn't get to finish is the minerals. So we're going to be hopping back into that. If that's why you are following me, then thank you for being patient. We had a medical emergency pop up, so I've been really strapped with that, just trying to ration my time as best as possible. So that's where I've been. If you guys have been wondering, everything's good on that end. It's going to be a slow process on them getting better, but they will be getting better. That's the good news. Hey, so we will be getting back into the nutrition talks. I left off on phosphorus, but I don't know, something happened with my live and it cut me off and it didn't really post it. So I will be redoing the phosphorus, and then we'll just kind of go from there. And then we've also been sharing like good products, good replacement products for things that we use every day, things that'll be will better serve us, I should say, less chemicals. As for like stuff like deodorant, toothpaste, soap, face lotion, I will say out of all of the things that I have changed from in my products, definitely the face lotion, it's called beef tallow, spelled T-A-L-L-O-W. You do have to, I get mine from Based Supplies, B-A-S-E-D Supplies. When I tell you guys, like, totally changed my skin, it's really unbelievable. It is beef fat is what it is, and it's full of, speaking of vitamins and minerals, it's full of vitamin A, D, E, and K, because that's the fat soluble vitamins. So those vitamins are getting directly onto your skin, and when I tell you, like, the first time you use it, you'll be like, oh my god. So I highly recommend beef tallow from Base Supplies. They aren't sponsoring me or anything. This is just a review from myself, but definitely of all of the products that we've replaced, that one has been life-changing. It really has been. Oh, hey, well, that was so sweet. I appreciate everybody being here. Sorry for the little lapse in time. Like I said, we had a family emergency pop up, but everything has settled. The dust has settled from there, so we should be back to our regular schedule. But we will be going over phosphorus later on this week, and we'll cover, like I said, trying to identify potential hazards or issues in our intake, because you are what you eat. Nutrition is so important, and that's why we're trying to spread the knowledge. You know, like, there's so many pharmaceuticals that you can take out of your life if you have good nutrition. So it's really about getting back to the basics, getting back to the small stuff, and realizing that we can clean up the chemicals that we're putting into our body, one step at a time. It's going to be a slow process. It's not going to happen overnight, over a month, or probably even over a year. But giving it the old college try and trying to improve our health with these small little changes can make a world of a difference. My weight has been up and down, up and down. I've been struggling with that. But that's just life, you know. But really, it's about accountability. So I say that my weight has been going up and down, but I've been overeating in the snack department, and I know that. So that's why it is going up and down. And that's okay. You know, I'm self-aware. I'm being accountable I wake up every day trying to address the problem. Some days are better than others. That's just going to be life, you know, but we always want to wake up with a good attitude, a good approach. And a way to have a good approach is to realize what is doing us harm and what is doing us good. So, like the beef tallow I was just telling you guys about, I would have never thought that my face lotion would be an issue. And then I looked on the back of the bottle and it was full of chemicals. It feels good on my skin, it's fine. You know, that was just my logic. But as I was cleaning up my products, I was like, okay, what is this? What else am I putting on my face that's foreign? Well, that was one of them. And then putting the all natural beef tallow on my skin was like, thank you. So I highly, highly recommend it. It is a little pricey. It's $30 for one jar. It goes a long way. It's kind of like almost like a waxy consistency. They also have the 3, you can get 3 for $20. It's buy 2 get 1 free. I'm sorry, not 3 for $20, 3 for $60. So that's the deal that we've done. Me and my husband both use it. He's a little bit older than me and he loves it. And then I've also gave the other bottle to my mother and she absolutely loves it as well. So it's good for all different age groups and skin types. A lot of people will just use it because it is pretty thick. They'll just use it like on their eye area, but we use it all over our face and even our neck. That's all that I put on my skin. I do need to find a better face wash. For the most part during the week, I'll use Dove White for my face washing routine. Every now and then I will do an exfoliator, usually once or twice a week. If anyone has any recommendations on a good exfoliator that is lacking in chemicals, that would be great. Like I said, we want to share this information with each other because it's important and you never know who you might get that information to and potentially change their life. You know, we're here with no paid sponsorships. We're just here giving out information as we receive it. So that's how you get the good information. It's so hard to filter through what's authentic and what's not and who's being paid by these big companies. But what we really try to do is find the little companies. That's where we see the value at, and they see the value in you as a customer. You're not just a number to them. They usually care more about their products and what is in them, and we just like to support small business. Big Corp has showed us all how they feel about us with the type of products they've given us over the years. Once there was no competition, there was very little product improvement. We had to kick and scream to get the dyes and preservatives and all these different chemicals out of our food when other countries don't put that in their food, you know? So I don't have much respect for big pharma and big business for those reasons. And everyone should wise up and be like, hey, we have alternative sources. They might be harder to find, but we're looking for them. And once we can really nip this in the bud, then maybe once their sales go down, they'll realize, hey, we need innovation, we need product improvement. That was a big thing in the 90s. Every like commercial you would see, it'd be like, oh, new improved formula. It's this because people didn't like that, you know, where you just don't see that now. They're like, here, take it, that's your only option. But we need to help the little guys get their foot in the door and support them by finding their products. And a good way that you can find their products is on the outside of the section. So for instance, on the toothpaste aisle, Colgate, Crest will be front and center because they pay for the better product placement. So whenever you're in a section and you're looking to maybe find a different product made by a small business, look on the outside edges. That's where you're gonna find it. And like if you're looking for fluoride-free toothpaste, for instance, that'll be on the outside edges. We have gotten away from fluoride years ago, and my brain has thanked me my husband, I see a change in him as well. One thing that fluoride can do is calcify your pineal gland. So that's one of the main reasons why we decided to ditch the fluoride. At first, I was using baking soda, strictly baking soda. It's not a good taste, but it does the job. The grit on the baking soda will clean your teeth. Then I started adding like vitamin E oil, which made it like almost like a paste. But then I got kind of tired of making my own toothpaste, so I found this brand, Hello. It is fluoride free, but I did a little bit more digging, found out that Colgate makes Hello, and that's what we're trying to avoid. They have themselves all packaged nicely. Colgate is not on the Hello bottle, so it just goes to show you their tactics on how they get people. But it's not labeled that it's made by Colgate because they don't want you to know it's made by Colgate, because if you're looking for that toothpaste, you're probably wising up to them. So they thought that they were smarter than everyone else, and well, now that I am better informed, I realize that it's made by this big corp that I'm not wanting to support. So we found another one. It's called Native. I'm really not sure about the background of it, but the toothpaste itself is good. And then on the back, what I really like about it is that they put what each ingredient is for. You know, so it has the list of ingredients, but instead of just looking like foreign stuff, it's like, this is for flavor, this is for emulsifying. So it gives you like what it's for, which is cool. So like I said, it's a slow process. It is definitely a learning curve. It's not going to happen overnight, but we just have to start paying attention to this stuff because no one's going to do it for us. And we could potentially reduce our medical expenses from keeping our bodies clean and away from all these chemicals. And it's just something that we've kind of accepted, but it doesn't have to be accepted. This is our bodies, you know, and we only get one, and you want to take good care of it. So that's kind of our toothpaste journey. And then we, what else have we changed? I used Dove white soap because it was recommended by my dermatologist because I do have sensitive skin. So if you have sensitive skin, Dove white is fairly low in the chemical aspect, so it's an option. Definitely seen skin improvement since then, so it does work. And then let me see what else. I know we've changed some other stuff, but if you guys have any information, oh, a mud bath, I like that. You know, like stuff like that, like the aloe, it's all natural. It will have some essential oils for the smell, to improve the smell, and then it has beeswax probably for like texture reasons, and one other all natural chemical. But then if you don't, if you're not on the essential oil train, which I hear that some of those could be bad for you too, depending on where it's made and how it's made. You can also get it now without the essential oil. It might not smell as good, but we like the one with the essential oil, but I'll probably try it without next time, because like I said, every little bit counts. My face lotion wasn't even something I considered because it was one of the products that I enjoyed using, but come to find out, oh, and another thing that I'm using is, it's made by e.l.f. It's to put on your face before you put on makeup. It's salicylic acid primer, and to always put like a putty or a primer is ideal, so you have a layer between your skin and all of the chemicals in our makeup. You know, it's like, it's just everywhere we turn, unfortunately. I don't know if there are any all natural makeups. I know Bare Minerals was more natural. I'm not sure if it's all natural or not. But like for instance, makeup, if you wear makeup every day, that is seeping into your pores and getting into your bloodstream. A lot of makeup is petroleum based, so we just have to, like I said, keep our head on a swivel, try to make good choices at the grocery store. And also, like, all of these chemicals that we use, like, you have to pay for that stuff and it's not even good for you, so why buy it? Like, just don't put it on your skin. Sometimes less is more. And definitely when it comes to skincare regimens, you know, it's like you might be improving your skin with one product and then harming it with another, so they're canceling each other out and they're costing you money. So the smart thing to do would be to try to minimize, like I said, the less chemicals going into your pores, the better. And that's pretty much it, all I have for you guys today. I will be hopping on this week again to cover our minerals for our nutrition little lessons that we're doing. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. And if you were following with us before, sorry about the break that we had. We did have a family emergency, so that's why I've been out, but I'm hitting the ground running this time, so we'll be back. And we appreciate you guys always being out here. If there's any information that you want me to touch base on, just leave it in the comments. I always love to hear you guys' feedback. And you know, we need to collaborate together on product improvement. Like, please, in the comments, if you have any good products that you use, things that you enjoy, let's talk about it and we can do our research together and figure out if it's good. Sometimes we might think it's good and then change our mind and realize that it's bad, like I did with my toothpaste. So it's just like, it's a learning curve and we're not going to be perfect, but hey, we're trying and we're doing better than most people. So we will be back later this week, and I appreciate everyone being here, and I hope you guys have a great afternoon.